Yeah, that was cool. So the first Lockjaw Legion show, when Guardian became Legion and then Diesel became Lockjaw, it was like our first actual show where we got paid money, was at the Yard Park. And I remember we got like $30 or something like that. It was something ridiculous. Like we couldn't even buy beer with what we got paid. But it was absolutely fucking packed. And I remember being so overwhelmed as a 17-year-old kid, like playing my first live show with people who had, over the last 6 months become my very best friends. I became very good friends with Jason and Jeff and Jeremy, and I think it was either Rowdy or I can't remember who the drummer was at the time, but it was such a cool feeling sitting there behind the stage and waiting to play music with my friends, and it was
And I was like, so this is what it feels like, to play in a metal show, a real badass metal show.
And trying to keep doing shows, lack of sleep. It was just, we weren't seasoned. We hadn't done anything like that before. And I was still relatively new to the band. I mean, I knew everybody, but we didn't all really know each other's personalities. But when you're living in a SUV for a week, you get to know people really quick. They get to know you really quick, and obviously people are gonna get on each other's nerves because guys are assholes, but it's like I always thought our going on tour was like camping. And I mean like real camping, like backcountry, hiking, like in the middle of nowhere, eating dehydrated meals. The story is a lot better than the reality of it. You go on a long hiking trip, a long camping trip, a backpacking trip. It's hard, it sucks. You're like, why am I doing this? But then when it's over, you're like, yeah, I accomplished something. That's kind of how I felt like on tour. I'm like, I do not want to stay up and drive 13 hours to the next show, to sleep for 2 hours, to get up, to go to Hooters, to find out they've canceled the show because the neighbors are complaining and then they've moved it somewhere else. It was a beating. It was I'm not a facilitator. Well, I am a facilitator. I like things to be organized, and when things get messed up, it bothers me. And I had no control over it. No one really had any control over it. But it was cool seeing Element 80, like, just, they flowed. They were obviously used to it. They've been doing it for a while. So if something got messed up, they were like, whatever. And they just moved on. For me, I was like, ah!
Scott squats over at Gabe's. Yeah. Oh yeah, we after shows, we just go back over to Gabe's house and start busting the whiskey out and all that good stuff, start drinking. We're already drunk from the shows anyway, so we get there and just keep taking shots and stuff, and all of a sudden it became, let's see who can bench press the most, let's see who can, grab this guy and lift him the most. And remember, you picked me up and had me over your shoulders just doing Scott squats. So, I mean, we had a good time over there. Just the being able to go out after the shows and just, have fun, that was fun.
Element 80, of course, those guys were a blast to play with, man. I mean, just great guys, fun, great music. System Overload, those guys were fun.
Element 80 is top of my list, I would say. Well, I got to go back and say it's this tie between Element 80 and A Dying Faith. So, and of course, Dying Faith was coming up from We Were. Dad was instrumental in them, and we've been very close with them. We developed a relationship with Element 80, and I just freaking love their music. And
Lockjaw was one of the first bands that we became friends with back in the day. It was pretty cool. Gave us a CD, man. They were cool guys. So I can remember jamming the stuff in our band van, just having a good time, man. Learning the songs, and just they were cool guys, man. And it wasn't something to where they weren't like standoffish, or we weren't in competition with each other. I think it's one of those things where it's actually, there are a lot of bands that are standoffish. This is more like a brotherhood. Hey, man, you guys are a rock band. We're a rock band. Let's be buds and let's play rock and roll. So, to me, there was a period of time where Element 80 and Lockjaw were like, and the Ridgely Theater, I should say that too, were like just a package deal. Oh man, we're gonna have a big show. It's gonna be Lockjaw. It's gonna be Element 80, and then I think that was a good platform because at one point we were able to bring in. These were large shows. We were able to bring in a lot of bands, some of whom were trying to get their name out. They were unknown. That was a lot of fun, man, because I felt like both of us together, we were able to kind of push some of those bands out. So I would just say, I can't remember the exact period of time, but there was a stretch just with the Ridgely Theater where, man, it was just rocking. Like, New Year's we would do those shows with Lockjaw, and it was a lot of fun, man. A lot, man. I can remember how many times we thought Jeff was going to break his ankle on stage, which I think he ended up doing.